Hi everyone, welcome to pitchIN Pod. My name is Sam, the CEO and co-founder of pitchIN, and together with me, my partner in crime, my co-founder Kashminder Singh. Kash, we're here to announce something very important.
It is. pitchIN has reached a new milestone. Quite exciting for us. We have just launched the pitchIN Secondary Trading Market.
Yep. So, or they call it the PSTX. So it's quite a momentous time for pitchIN. We've been around for how many years, Kash? 8?
I think, we must be approaching 8 by now.
Yes.
Looking at our white hairs.
That's right. Yeah. Speak for yourself. All right. So we reached our 8 years. We've already helped 177 companies to raise 324 million ringgit from roughly 9,000 investors.
Yeah.
And we all know, Cash, the number one question investors have whenever they invest is?
How do I exit?
Yep.
Right? So, I think over the years, a lot of people have been asking, so I've been investing, if I were to invest into ECF, what's the exit for me? Over the years, we have managed to do various exits actually. It's not that everybody has been stuck there forever, right? So over the years, I think we have done secondary trades where other investors have come in to buy people out. We have done mergers and acquisition. We have done actually a small IPO, right? So one of the companies actually went to the lead market. But all that has been here and there. So we've always been working and looking, how do we come up with a formal market for secondary trading? And it's been a long way, 2 years, I think.
2 years. I think SC first allowed or enabled secondary market way back in 2020 when they revised the guideline on equity crowdfunding. And that was, we lobbied for that, Cash, remember? Going up to the Securities Commission, asking them to allow secondary trading for companies to raise funding on equity crowdfunding. 2020, they allowed us, 2020, they allowed it to be applied by people who's interested.
I think we put in our papers in 2022. Right, around that time, got the approval in principle, and then it's taken us this period of time to not only build the market, but also to get all the necessary approvals and all that.
That's right.
So, got approvals early this year, and now it's an exciting time. We finally got it ready. Our first issuers are now being launched.
That's right. So, if you go to the pitchIN website today, you will probably see the first 10 issuers whose shares will be tradable come July 10, Cash.
It is.
So we're very excited about that. If you want to know who those 10 companies, go to the pitchIN website. You will see them, all the information about their share price, about the company itself, how they're performing to date. It's there for you to go through, read up, so that by the time the market opens on July 10, you'll be able to trade those shares. Maybe Cash, maybe you want to mention who those 10 are, if you remember.
Yes, I think we'll have, let's see how good our memories are. Right? So we do have Signature Market, the well-known company that sells online snacks, and now with physical outlets. We've got Oxwhite, we've got GoLock, the cold chain logistics platform. We've got Collie and Rice.
Collie and Rice, that's right.
Right. And then we do have companies
Gubat,
like
the pharmacy.
We've got a company that's silent, not just, you may not have heard of them, but also in their name, Silent Mode. Yes, so they do, what do they do, Sam?
So Silent Mode, so I think a lot of Malaysians interact with them without them realizing it. So if you go to any Petronas station, you'll probably using their product without you knowing it. So they actually run the POS system for all the petrol stations, right? So that's Silent Mode, good company. The other one, Cash, I'm struggling now.
So I think we also have the well-known e-commerce company, Commerce.Asia.
Commerce.Asia, run by our good friend, Ganesh Kumar. Shout out to Ganesh. So the shares of his companies will also be tradable come July 10.
Yes, and then we also have Mereka.
I think one of the largest well-known social enterprise company in Malaysia, right?
Yes.
They're based in Publica, do excellent job. Check them out. They're also going to be listed on pitchIN on the PSTX on July 10. Did we miss anyone, Cash?
I am not sure. If we did miss, I'm sure we remember them in the next few minutes.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Okay,
yeah.
right, okay.
Yeah, so maybe we can see whether...
So July 10, Cash, it opens. What would investors have to do when this market opens?
Yeah. So I think it's important for everyone to understand that a lot of people say, oh, so you guys are opening up Bursa Malaysia again, a smaller Bursa Malaysia. No, not really. We're not going into the space of an exchange where, you can trade your shares every minute and buy today and sell tomorrow and all that. But really it's a place for people to come there and look for deals that they missed and become the next investor to take them to the next level. So what we have done is actually trading only takes place 2 days a week.
Yep, only 2 days, folks,
Yeah, Wednesdays and Thursdays. So what happens is you can come and put in your orders starting from Tuesday. Wednesday, 10 a.m., the market opens. The bell rings. If we should ring the bell the first time.
I know.
But the bell rings and then we have the market open till 5 p.m.
Yes.
And then next day on Thursday, again 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., after which orders are closed on Fridays.
Right. Yeah. And what would investors need to do, Cash, to ensure their order actually go through?
Yes. So there's two things here, right? So those 10 companies that will be listed on the PSTX, if you are a shareholder, all you need to do is sort of go and enable your PSTX account. Just say, yes, I am enabling my PSTX account. By the way, it's on the same website where pitchIN is. So it's not a separate website. It's all together. We're integrating everything together. And buyers, and also some of you here probably thinking, how can I buy the shares of these companies? You need to come to our website. If you haven't registered, register. If you have already registered, enable your PSTX account, and most importantly, since it's on a cash upfront basis, you need to send money in before you can buy.
That's right. So most importantly, to those who actually are looking to buy some of those shares when it first opened in July 10, you need to lock in the money so that by the time market opens and your orders are matched, that's when your money will actually be taken out and then transferred to the seller. Right, Cash?
Yes.
Yeah. Where you will then automatically now own those shares under your own name, under the digital registry of pitchIN. Yeah.
Right.
What else, Cash, that we think people should know about the PSTX?
Well, I think the most important thing to know is that the market opens twice a week. And then you can come and buy and sell your shares. But also, it's not as if we are going to, just enable those shares and say, hey, come and make some blind purchases and all that. We do intend, and we have done our best to make sure that everybody has information about the companies, right? So if you come there, you look at the companies and you check out any of these companies, we do have a write-up on the companies. We do have a bit on their financial performances.
Yes, important.
Right? And as well as their previous share trades and all that. So one question a lot of people ask, how do we determine the prices of these companies? Right? So the answer is very simple. We don't determine. What we do is right in the start. So on July 10, what you will see is that you will see some indicative share prices. And those indicative share prices are not something that we picked up from the sky. What we did was we actually looked at the companies, and as I told you earlier, some of them had secondary trades. Some of them had other funding rounds. Commerce.Asia, for example, have done 2 ECF rounds. So the second one was already valued at something like 4 times the earlier one. So all of those are indicative share prices. So we'll put your indicative share price there. At the same time, you can read up about all the companies and all that, and then you can make your buy or sell offers.
That's right. I think we want to stress, folks, that as what Cash mentioned, I think reading up, understanding what these companies do and what the future holds for this company is very, very important before anyone decides to buy those shares, right? So we'll make those information available as much as possible. I think, Cash, we're also in the future planning to actually set up a sort of like intermediary service. So this will be a neutral platform that will share information, not just about the companies, but also what's happening around that particular vertical of that company, right? So you could potentially then read up news about logistics and then make your own decision whether to invest in a company that, or rather to buy a share of a company that's involved in that particular vertical.
Right? I think definitely, Sam, I agree with you. I think news and information is going to be very important to support the market, and we are working on that. We expect to share a lot more data, a lot more news soon on these companies. The companies themselves will be reporting, by the way. They'll be reporting to us.
We hope so.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, founders, if you're listening, those 10 founders, right, it's important that you guys play your role to really create a vibrant, informative, transparent market. I think that's what PSTX is striving to do, right? It's the first ever in Malaysia. Everyone needs to play its role, not just the platform. We'll make sure that the platform remains very transparent, very credible, your money's safe. But at the same time, we want also founders, not just the 10 early founders, but the incoming founders later on that will be putting their shares on the platform to also play a very much important role.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So one of the things that the SC has said is that any company that raises money on pitchIN for now, 6 months after they raise and complete their deal, they are eligible to go onto the PSTX.
Right.
So many of them will be coming up, and these 10 are just the first. In the next few months, we will be onboarding a few more companies, including the lorry. That's coming up soon.
That's right.
And as well as a few other companies that will be there.
I think that's also the common question which I got when we spoke about the PSTX prior to this event, whether there will be other companies coming on board, when will they be coming on board, and Cash, maybe you can answer this. If I don't see the company which I invested in, when can I expect, and how do I get them to actually be listed on the platform?
Okay, so as you know, we've done 170 deals, right? So we're starting with 10. Over the next 1 to 2 years, we hope to list a lot more. But at the end of the day, the companies themselves also have got to be prepared. They've got to be ready to go onto the market.
That's right.
And many of the companies, if you look at pitchIN, we've got a whole range of companies that come to us, right? So some companies are SMEs, right? So they are already growing, companies like Oxwide, Commerce.Asia and Signature Market. Then we also have startups. Those startups need time to establish themselves. So we are giving them some time. But we do hope to see as many companies as possible list themselves. And if you happen to hold the shares of the companies that are not listed yet on PSTX, hey, maybe do ask the founders when they're ready, right? So they'll come on board soon.
Right. So July 10 will be fixed into the history books of the local ecosystem as the first ever launch of a public secondary market, right? Run by pitchIN. Going back 10 years ago, Cash, did we ever thought that we'll be sitting here talking about running a PSTX in Malaysia?
Yeah, I think when we first started, our aim at that time was like, let's just get ECF started in Malaysia.
Just help companies who are struggling to validate, to find more product market fit, to just raise a couple of 100,000 ringgit.
Correct.
And then to allow them to not die, right? And hopefully they will then pick up by VCs later on, right?
Yeah, so that's how we started. But today, as you know, ECF has grown really beyond even maybe what we envisaged would have happened in the first few years. Today, companies can raise 20 million.
That's right.
So 20 million is big, right? So we've got Commerce.Asia, we've got Fantastic. So they've raised 20 million. And at 20 million, you are a sizable company. So I think what you're seeing today, the start of PSTX is really a start of what ECF was 7-8 years ago. It's a small market today, but over the period of time, I think the next 1-2 years, you will see PSTX become bigger. I'm confident of that. Right? So you'll see more companies, you'll see larger companies, more active trading.
That's right.
So today, we're still in a learning mode yet.
It is, July 10 marks the beginning of what we hope to be something of a fixture in the Malaysian ecosystem. In other markets, secondary trades are being done privately. I think our regulators need a pat on their back also, Cash, right? So shout out to the regulators for being bold in allowing a secondary market to be open and traded. Again, I agree with Cash. This is potentially a start of what would be a very exciting time for the local ecosystem in Malaysia. I think both Cash and I are just happy to play a small role in helping the ecosystem to grow. But Cash, are we just satisfied with just listing ECF companies on pitchIN?
No.
What's
Yeah.
let's share what the main thoughts and ideas.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think if you look upon the PSTX today, when we're starting, right now the guideline says only pitchIN funded companies, right?
Yep.
So we'll start with that. But our vision is actually bigger, right?
Yeah.
So we've spoken about this a few times and at other events and all that. pitchIN wants to be the digital hub
Yeah.
of funding, of investments and
Yeah.
all that in Malaysia. Anything that's to do with private unlisted companies,
Yep.
we want to be there.
We want to have our hands there, right?
Yeah. So we want to be there. We want to be able to enable any company.
Yep.
And some of these companies may not need to raise funds on pitchIN,
Yep.
but their shares have become attractive for
That's
trading,
right,
right?
yep.
So our aim is to actually become an market, a
Yep.
secondary trading market for all unlisted shares
That's
in
right.
Malaysia.
And how many roughly cash SMEs in Malaysia?
Well, the figures, I mean, are amazing, right? So Malaysia is a very entrepreneurial country, right?
Yep.
So we've got 1 million SMEs in Malaysia.
Plus, yeah, million
Yeah,
plus.
million plus,
Yep.
a million plus, right? So imagine the number of companies that may be eligible for
Yep.
trading. And when they come to PSTX, right? So we actually help them to prepare themselves to be more transparent, to put in more corporate governance, so that by the time they grow even bigger,
That's right.
they can go on towards public listing.
That's right. I see this exercise under the PSTX will only create discipline among founders because in the end, what you want to be is a public traded company, right?
Correct.
So the PSTX gives sort of like is your learning curve before you actually then are promoted to the bigger league where the big boys play, right? But at pitchIN, I think we're happy to support founders who are growing, and PSTX allows other people to come in and also buy your shares before you actually get traded on the public market.
Yeah. So I think in closing, right? You too can be, anybody here who's listening here can be part of
That's
history, right?
Yep.
So come in, open your account. Target yourselves to buy 1, 2, or even 10 of all the company's shares, right? So you never know how big these companies are going to become.
That's right.
Easy way for you, just put in some money, come and trade the shares.
That's right. So yeah, July 10, guys. In fact, you can actually start going to the platform today because today it's gone live. You can't really trade today, but I think we're allowing people to use this 1 week plus
2 weeks,
2 weeks to read up as much as possible. Ask questions to our team if you have any questions. Then put aside some money, open an account, transfer the money. July 10, hopefully when you put your order to buy, those buy orders will be matched on the day itself when it goes live. And you will then be a proud owner of any of these companies which you deem worthy enough of your investment. I think in the end, it's all about supporting the local ecosystem, Cash.
Sure.
I think, as you correctly mentioned, we're a country of entrepreneurs. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur, but those who can't, they can be part of it by being an investor in these 10 companies, and hopefully more later when we put up more companies to the platform.
Sure. Right, so see you all on July 10 and onwards.
Go to the website today, read up, July 10, let's trade some of these shares. Right? Okay, guys, thanks so much. We'll be back for another segment on pitchIN. But for now, on the PSTX, we hope you guys to be on the platform today, and then see you guys trading on July 10. Happy investing. Thank you.
Thank you.